Right, so Pegaxy just made an insanely new update. Stats matter. We have completed our maintenance and the new update was successfully released. Stat-based racing and genetic breeding on our live. Okay, so now that the stats matter, for example, if you go into this random horse right here, and you look at the stats, this would for example be a good horse to buy because the stats are actually good, because now stats are actually going to matter. So that means when you're in a race and your stats for the race, because on the arena there's going to be certain stats that are good for that arena, and that's totally random at the moment. So when you have good stats for that arena, then your chances of winning are already like the top 5 horses, and then the one with the most stats will win. For example, this horse, this is a really good all-around horse. If you count these stats together, it's a lot, and everything above 30, by the way, is a really good horse. Like, that's really good. If it's below 20, I won't recommend you keep that horse. That's a really bad horse. Like, that's really bad. So anything above 30 is really good for a horse now. And for example, this horse will be really good. So now just keep in mind that the stats do matter. Now when you look to buy a horse, first of all go to Pegaxy. Let's say you want to go from low to high. Now, important thing you want to do when you go look for a new Pegaxy now is you have to click on can race. Because a lot of the cooldowns are like 10 days at the moment. So now can race. And now you can actually look for Pegaxy that can race at the moment. For example, this Pegaxy. This is a really bad Pegaxy. You don't want to buy this. If you go look at this Pegaxy, for example, this Pegaxy was also a really bad Pegaxy. So you should basically just go for all the Pegaxy, and when you see one with 30 or more stats, that's not too expensive, and there's no racing cooldown, that's a really good buy. You should try and buy that as soon as you can. And for the moment, if you want to be profitable, and you want to make around $12 a day, you need at least 5 horses, which is not a bad investment. I only have 2. I'm going to breed with them, though, so it's not going to be an issue for me. And another thing that they have added now is it actually has genetical breeding. So basically this genetical breeding thing now is basically just if you have 2 horses, I'm just going to ring one because mine's still in racing. Let's take this one for example, and you breed these 2. Usually the stats would be totally random, like it's just random. There's nothing you can do about it, it's random stats. Now the new breeding update now makes that, for example, if this horse that I have, which is breeding with the other horse, has good stats and the other one has bad stats, that means that the stats are going to be in the middle of those 2. If they both have good stats, then it's going to be really good stats for the baby horse. That's why it's now important to look at stats for breeding and basically everything now, because stats really doesn't matter for basically everything. So the stats for breeding, as it was shown in the white paper, is still exactly the same. There's basically nothing that has changed into this. It's still 2004 version, 4004 1, and yeah, so basically it's still the exact same. Nothing has changed in the breeding. They haven't updated the white paper for some weird reason, I don't know why. And another thing they're working on is the release of Pegaxy game, iOS, Android device app stores. This is going to be a huge one, because then people are going to be able to race on mobile and not just on computer. That would be a huge thing for the game. But anyway, that's basically all they have for this update today. It's a huge update. The price of VIS is going absolutely insane, as you can see right here. Look at the 7-day chart, it's just insane. Like, this update and everything is really good for the price action. This is probably going to be a bounce up, as you can see right there. This is probably going to be a bounce up to the all-time highs, like I said in previous videos. So this is really good news. As you can see, that they are still have another update coming out, as you can see right there. They say, then just a few days later, we'll be having a breeding event from 3 April to 10 April, where cooldowns will be reduced or even removed. Now, if they do this basically just means that you can breed a lot more. This basically means that more VIS is going to be burnt, which means the price of VIS is going to get up, and this means just a lot more people is going to come in, and it's just going to go even more crazy. So this game looks like it's going to get really crazy in the next couple of weeks. It's probably going to go bounce up to an all-time high in the next couple of weeks / months. So yeah, that's basically it for the update. Please subscribe.